Most of the time, video game Easter eggs are actually pretty helpful, or at the very least amusing. It's rare to come across Easter eggs or secrets that actually make the video game harder for the player, but that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. 10 video game Easter eggs and secrets that punish you for discovering them. I'm using the term Easter egg pretty loosely in this video, but these are definitely secrets that make the game harder, or in some cases, end the game altogether. If you think that you know an Easter egg that would have been perfect for this video, then the best place to let me know is on Instagram or Twitter, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and unlike my video game Easter egg series, there is a chance you may have seen some of these Easter eggs in previous videos, but it would have been stupid not to have included them here. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's take a look at a game that I love, but I'm almost certain that I will never complete. The Witcher 3 is without a doubt one of the best games ever made, and I put loads of hours into the game when it came out. The trouble is, I got so distracted with side quests and exploring the world that I neglected the story missions. Then I did what I think that we've all done before at some point with one game or another, and I just stopped playing. I've tried to hop back in multiple times, but I have no idea what I'm doing or how any of the controls work. I'm pretty certain if I was to continue, I'd probably need to start a new save. Still, I remember playing the game when farming cows was a great way to earn coins. And no, I don't mean actually farming cows, I mean killing cows, taking their meat and hides, then meditating to speed up time and doing it all over again. It was a really good way to earn money in game. When patch 1.05 dropped, everyone wondered what deploys the Bovine Defense Force initiative meant in the patch notes. Well, the people who spent their time slaughtering cows soon found out. So if you repeatedly kill cows, a chort would spawn and attempt to take you down. The trouble is, the chort was a measly level 27, meaning that experienced players could kill the chort too, arguably making the exploit even more effective. Still, it's a pretty amusing addition to the game, though it didn't stop players milking this exploit for all it's worth. Up next is a game from a series that is no stranger to Easter eggs. Gears of War 4 has some great Easter eggs, including an appearance from Santa Claus on Christmas Day. But the Easter egg we're interested in today isn't quite as jolly. Back in Gears of War 3, it was possible to freeze the game on certain multiplayer maps by spinning a smoke grenade while spamming the interact button. People would often do this if their team was losing, and it was extremely annoying. Well, when one of the most popular maps to perform this exploit on, check out, was added to the Gears of War 4 map rotation, dishonest players were quick to check if this glitch still worked. When they did, they were in for a big surprise. So players who tried to perform this glitch were downed and given a big thumbs down, which is probably worse. Still, it was nice to see the coalition acknowledge a glitch found in previous games, so it gets a thumbs up from me. Right, I'm about to blow your minds. Ready? Resident Evil 4 is a good game. I know, it's an out there opinion, but that's why you come to this channel, right? For the hard-hitting insight into video games. Going back and playing Resident Evil 4 for this video was a strange experience after playing the Resident Evil 2 remake. Aiming was clunky and the game just didn't feel as good to play as I remember it being. After 10 minutes, I was right back into the groove though and loving every minute. The Easter egg of interest in Resident Evil 4 can be found when Luis is hiding out in a house. Aside from his extremely poor attempts at complimenting Ashley,
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics too.
How rude!
Luis is a likeable enough character, which makes what I'm about to do even harder.
Shot me. Use this. Are you trying to kill me? Hey, you trying to kill me? Adios, Leon.
So if Leon shoots Luis enough, Luis will finally snap and take Leon down once and for all. I mean, I have to give it to Luis, he has more patience than I do, requiring 5 shots before he finally goes down, and his dodging is on point, as I managed to miss him with 2 shotgun blasts from up close. The problem with this Easter egg ending, apart from the game over, is that Luis is now left alone with Ashley and her, ballistics.
How rude!
So up next is probably the harshest punishment in this video. Banjo Kazooie is widely recognised as one of the greatest platforming / collectathons to ever release. And thanks to the Xbox One, it can still be played today as easily as it was 21 years ago. Man, that makes me feel old. Anyway, once you reach the Treasure Cove level, you can unlock the ability to enter cheats. To do this, simply shoot some eggs into a bucket with your butt. The 90s were wild. After you've squeezed out the eggs, Leaky will drain the water from the nearby sandcastle, allowing you to enter cheats. You know, those things that existed before DLC and microtransactions were a thing? After entering the first cheat, Bottles will inform you that all achievements and leaderboard progress won't be tracked and you won't be able to save your game. That's not a big deal, as sometimes people like to enter cheats and mess around and not necessarily progress the game. Well, if you enter 2 of the level skip cheats, then Grunty will warn you that if you enter any more level select cheats, she will delete your game save. So let's enter another cheat. So Grunty has apparently erased our save. If we try to head back to the main menu, we're hit with the game over screen, but by some small miracle, our save file is still present. Okay, so whilst the Xbox 360 arcade version didn't actually delete your save if you tried to cheat, the original N64 version did, meaning that hours upon hours of progress could be lost to those foolish enough not to heed Grunty's warnings. This next secret was actually featured in episode 4 of my video game Easter egg series, and it sparked some debate as to whether it was an actual Easter egg or not, as it's been pretty common knowledge to Zelda players for a long time. Well, I'm sticking it in this video because having a horde of enraged chickens attack you from the air isn't normal. So at any point in Zelda Link's Awakening, if you continue to attack a chicken, his buddies will hear of your bullying and try to exact some revenge. These angry birds are pretty persistent but can be lost if you move far away enough from the area. Still, watching these feathery fighters attack is like poultry in motion. This next game helped create a generation of children who are frightened of skinny tall men and creepy dark woods. Slender The Arrival is a first-person survival horror game developed as a more complete version of the original viral sensation Slender the 8 Pages. Just like Slender the 8 Pages, Slender The Arrival sees you dropped into an eerie location with your flashlight and not much else. It's certainly a spooky game, but what if I told you that you could glitch out of a level, meaning that the nasty Slender Man couldn't get to you? On the Into the Abyss level, which is the 3rd level in the game, you can walk through a metal beam. If you walk through the door on the other side, this will happen. So even though we managed to glitch out of the game, Slender Man still manages to track us down, even commenting that not even a bug can save us. Still, if the big guy scares you that much, just walk through the metal beam and stand still until you feel safe again. Depending on when you guys see this video, Death Stranding released yesterday and is the greatest game ever, or Death Stranding released a few weeks ago and is just a glorified postman simulator. Whatever the final outcome of Death Stranding is, I think that we can all agree that MGS5 is a great game. Yes, it's unfinished due to Konami being Konami. Yes, the game does require you to play through some of the missions more than once, and yes, there is very little story to be found, but from a pure gameplay point of view, MGS5 is a masterpiece. The difficulty of Metal Gear Solid 5 really depends on your style of play. If you want, you can sit on a hill with a tranquilizer rifle and wipe out entire camps in minutes, or if you're not so stealthily inclined, you can go in all guns blazing and probably go out in a blaze of glory. If you're more of the latter, then Kojima thought of you. If you repeatedly fail missions or die at certain checkpoints, you will get this. The chicken head is basically the game telling you that you're really, really bad, but in a nice way. When spotted wearing the chicken head, enemies don't raise the alarm, instead they laugh at you. You may be asking yourself, how is the game making itself easier, punishing me? Well, the game may be easy now, but recovering from the loss of dignity and the mega blow to your pride won't be so easy to deal with. The penultimate Easter egg took me by surprise when I first played Shadow Warrior back in 2013. Throughout the game, little white bunnies can be found. These bunnies are harmless and are usually more interested in each other than they are in you. Case in point. Well, if you happen to kill 3 rabbits, then this will happen. So the demon rabbit will make short work of players who weren't expecting the cute fluffy bunnies to fight back. Not me though. I took it down and even had time for a victory teabag. Still, it's not nice that the game chooses to punish people for some light bunny killing. This final Easter egg is so good that it featured in my top 100 Easter eggs in video game series. In 2013's The Stanley Parable, if you attempt to enter server cheat, you'll be locked in the serious room.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room, go.
So that's it for today. I really hope you liked this video, and remember, if you think that you know an Easter egg that should have been in this video, then be sure to let me know. If you're a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.